Great people, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you how to create this mermaid gown for your prom or for any special events. So if you want to feel like you're walking in the room and everybody's staring at you and you're like walking slow motion and it's like a little wind like and your hair is like blowing and you feel so pretty, then this is the dress for you. Enough with the chit chat and let's start with tutorial. To create this pattern, you need basic pattern for a dress, and you can find it on my channel. It's skirt and the bodice together. The first step, as you can see here, is I'm lowering it 1 centimeter on the side and adding 4 centimeter from the bodice upwards. Then I'm gonna cut my pattern right from my incisions all the way from up to the lower line. Measuring from my hip line 37 centimeters downwards, and that is right above the knee line. This is just for me to mark where I can start to create the flares. The length of the skirt is from the waistline to the lower line 130 centimeters. That knee line that we just created, I'm gonna divide the first pattern with 2 and the second one with 3, and I'm gonna create stripes. I will cut these stripes, and from each distance from these stripes I will be adding 15 centimeters. For the back, I'm gonna lower 1 centimeter on the side as well as on the middle back. I'm gonna also lower 2 centimeters and connect those two lines. As I did for the front, I'm gonna split the incision all the way down to the lower line. Once again, the length of the skirt is 130 centimeters, so that's how long I wanted my skirt to be. The rest of the changes are the same as we did for the front. Inner lining using the same pattern, just cutting it right where the waistline is, and that's it. For the material, you will need my pattern, silky fabric, and this one I bought 3 meters of this pink silky fabric, hidden zipper, as well with measuring band, pins, crayon, scissors, matching thread, and of course hemming web. The first step, as always, is to place the pattern on the fabric, measure 1 centimeter for the sewing, and cut out all of the pieces. I recommend to actually work on the floor for this project because the long dresses won't fit your table and it will be just messy. Your fabric will slip, and silk is very slippery fabric, so I really recommend for you to work on the floor. You can see here are all of the pieces that you will need to create this dress. Start with the inner lining of the dress. As you can see here, I'm just placing the pieces where they should be and just sewing them all together. Taking the front piece, or better said the middle front, and also the sides of the front, and just also attaching them together all the way up from the bust line to the lower line. Back piece, I'm doing exactly the same as I did for the front piece, so I'm just connecting the sides and sew them together. Also remember that the middle line that you can see in the middle of the dress, that is where the zipper is going to be, so don't sew there, just those two sides where they have the incisions, and you are going to sew from the upper line to the lower line. gonna take my front piece and connect them together with the back piece, just not where the zipper is going to be. As you can see, I'm showing you right now that you're just connecting the sides of the dress. Before I attach my inner lining, I'm just gonna zigzag the lower line of the inner lining. And then you're going to just place the inner lining of the dress and sew it together. To flip it inside out, you will have a nice edge of your dress and you will have your inner lining placed where it has to be placed. I also decided to take my hemming web and just place it on the inner part of the inner lining, so once you iron it, you will have nice flat edges. And I placed the hemming web just right where the seam is. And then you're going to place the zipper on the back side of the dress. To sew on the zipper, you're going to continue to sew on the line that's right in the middle back, so you close up the dress. This step is very optional. It's about the slits. I added the slits on the front because I felt like this dress needed to be a little bit more sexy. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to, but if you want to do this step, I just put on the dress and I just opened the seam, and I just felt like it was perfect length. I didn't measure it because I feel that all of us are different length, and you know, I can't just tell you when the slits will be good enough because you maybe want it more open or more closed. So this step is very optional. And what I did on the slits, because I didn't want to have any seams, I just folded and I added hemming web in that between that folding, and I just iron it. Step is to sew the lower line. For the lower line, I did exactly the same thing when it comes to the slits. I just zigzag the side and I just fold and added hemming web right between that folding, and then once I iron it, I won't have any seam, which was important for me. So I would do that way. If you want, you can just fold 2 centimeters or 1 centimeter and sew a straight line, but I didn't want to have any seam, so that's why I did it this way. Also did one more extra step, which if you feel like you want to do it, of course do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But I just felt like I needed to add the little hooks that will keep my zipper in place, so I just sewed the hooks on. And And this is the finishing product. I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like always, if you have any suggestions or what you would like me to create next, please comment below. And one more thing, I will be posting a lot of more prom dresses on my channel, so stay tuned for that. See you till next time. Hey everyone!